Give me an idea on your thoughts of this war in Ukraine right now.
Yeah, so what we're seeing is just an illegal and absolutely horrifying attack by Russia on citizens in Ukraine, just everyday civilians. And the response of the world has been a little bit slow, unfortunately. We're seeing a lot of talk about sanctions, but not a lot of talk about how we're going to help Ukrainian refugees, the people who are fleeing all of this violence, or even how we're going to help them defeat this ongoing issue. I am not ever a person who is pro-war, but at the end of the day, we can't allow one country to simply declare another country no longer exists and to take them over. We have to support and stand in solidarity with the Ukrainian people.
And what have you seen internationally that has concerned you about this takeover?
Yeah, we saw in 2014 when Russia annexed Crimea, there was some blowback, but obviously not enough to stop Vladimir Putin from doing this again. And he's even gone so far as to make veiled threats of nuclear war if other nations were to step in. And I think that's part of the reason we're seeing such a delayed response, is that there's a lot at stake here. There's Chernobyl, which is, entombed right now, but that's a climate risk. Any type of nuclear war would be a massive climate emergency. So unfortunately, it's a terrible situation to be in, where we need to move slowly to keep everyone safe, but we're having to watch Ukrainians suffer.
What do you think is the best way countries, nations around the world can help to support Ukraine in this really trying time?
Yeah, the Ukrainian people have put out some information on what they're looking for. They are in the interesting situation where they're kind of crowdfunding a military. But if you are not interested in supporting that, you can support funds that protect children in the area. You can support independent journalism in Ukraine that helps get these stories out there. There's a lot that we can do. A lot of it is just sending money, unfortunately.
How do you hope this issue is resolved? Because it may be a little while before we can see an end to this.
That's a great question. I think I really hope diplomacy rules out. We're currently still in the New START treaty with Russia. There's a possibility we could have more conversations with them about reducing the risk of nuclear war and all other wars. But, the first step really needs to come from Russia to de-escalate the situation. They have thrown away agreements they've made with the Ukrainian people. They've thrown away agreements that they've made with the planet. And until they start abiding by the things that they say that they're going to do and making good on their word, it's hard to trust anything that they say that they will or won't do in Ukraine.
How would you rate the U.S.'s response to this?
Slow. As we've talked about, it has been a little bit slow, but I have hope for next week we'll see sanctions come out. I know everyone's talking about SWIFT sanctions. That's one potential opportunity for sanctioning the Russian people, but we can also, go after individual oligarchs, the Duma, the Federation. There are steps that we and the international community can take, but it's going to take the international community coming together in solidarity in a way that we're not seeing yet at the United Nations.
Is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is that we can't give up hope on this. We are an international community against the idea of nuclear war, against the idea of Putin overtaking Ukraine. And it is really, really easy to give up hope in a situation like this. But that's what they want. As soon as we give up hope, they've won. So we have to keep fighting and keep working on uplifting the voices of Ukrainians.